Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday tea time chat. Time flies. It's another session. And a little bit different this week. I have a brilliant guest in. He's not an Arsenal fan, so be kind. He's all good though. He's a football fan. He's a football fan. He just happens to support Spurs, like us all. Whereas I said on this channel before, we're all fans. The fact that we support different clubs is either near or there, but we're all football fans and we all love football. But yeah, we're going to get an insight on what's it like being a football fan. We'll go over some Arsenal stuff as well. And but big up everyone in the chat. Gavin's in, Lynch is in, Kawaja's in. So yeah, big up everyone that's in. And let me no further ado, but Sunil, how are you, my friend? Are you all good?
I'm good, thanks, Dave. I must admit, watching those reels was a bit, it's quite scary coming into the den of fire. But as you said, we're all football fans. We all love the game. So, yeah, good to be here. Good to see you.
Yeah, brilliant, my friend. Yeah, no, it'd be good. And the football season is well and truly underway. Before we get into things, Sunil, what's your opinion on the international break? Do you think it's a bit of a pain in the backside? Do you welcome it? Are you interested in it, or are you like me, where once they get qualified, then you get into it? What's your opinion on the international break?
So I reckon about 90% of those games are a waste of time. They really are. And the chances of one of our players getting injured and then coming back and then taking, 6 weeks off, 6 months off, it's just ridiculous. There's no competition. There's absolutely no competition, which is just so silly. And the fact there are so many, they should just reduce the number of teams, reduce the frequency, and let these seasons go in the La Liga, Bundesliga, Premier League. Let them take priority. Seriously.
Can you see them changing the format on it though, Sunil? Can you see it sort of coming round into like a Champions League kind of format, where you have the one big league where England might come across a Spain or an Italy to make it more? Because that's one of the rumours, isn't it, that they're kind of looking at changing the format, because a lot of people are just not even interested in the way it is at the moment.
It's bizarre, right? I think it's the way the world's going, around more inclusivity, more equality, what have you. Because I saw somewhere that San Marino, even though minus 31, no points, might still get to the World Cup through a playoff pace because of where they got in the United Nations. I mean, how does that work? So it's good to see Cape Verde in there, and some of the smaller countries, smaller nations. It's good that Ghana get a chance, but so I think if anything, it'd probably get bigger rather than smaller. And it's a money spinner, right? Samson and Goliath type stuff going on. We all like in the FA Cup third round, the shocks. The Premier League get dumped out, what have you. I think even at a world stage, I think that's still applicable.
Yeah, no, definitely. They need to do something, because as much as we like football and stuff like that, some of the games, it's like a foregone conclusion before a ball's even kicked. And, I watch the highlights because you want to see players that have been, like the Sackers and all that. You want to see how they perform for their country and everything. So that's always interesting. And it's the same, I suppose, if you've got Spurs players in there, you want to see how they perform. But other than that, there's not really much interest until the actual tournaments get underway, is there?
Absolutely.
Really, So yeah, it is a funny one.
I mean, we had Mickey van der Ven playing.
Go on, mate.
Well, the Dutch team had Van der Ven playing left back. I mean, that's not his position. I mean, no, he can play there, but the thought of him getting injured in a game where they're going to 10-0 or 5-0, whatever, right? Pointless. But yeah, it is a fact of life, unfortunately. Along club football, team world football is still pretty prominent, and I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, no, facts, man. Facts, honestly. I mean, Van der Ven playing left back, I mean, I wasn't aware of that. And this is the beauty of bringing you in, Sunil. You obviously, from your perspective, I was unaware where Van der Ven had played for his national team. So someone like Van der Ven, a very important part of the Spurs setup, isn't it? I mean, playing at left back, you're risking injury anyway. But, I mean, can you imagine it? I mean, you've got a bit of an injury list already, ain't you, at Spurs? I mean, that's the last player you want going down, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much like most clubs, to be fair. And I do question, if you ask the players, do you really like playing for your country, or do you like playing for your club? And I think,
Yeah.
Preliminary phases, bugger that. Let me get into the main competition, then I'll enjoy playing. But up until that, it's just a ball ache, excuse my language. Rather get ready for the next game, the Villa at home, the whatever in the Champions League, Monaco away, as opposed to, I don't know, Hong Kong.
No, facts,
for argument's sake.
Exactly, but then you have all this argument, don't you, by like, cutting down on the international break. But then you see teams go on all these tours around the world before the season starts. Playing 3 or 4 games. I mean, we had the North London derby in the friendly, didn't we? Where you got one over us, And
I quite like that, because it's been a long time since that's happened.
Anyway, we'll go over the last 10 results. We'll keep it all. We'll keep all the rivalry out. We'll keep all the rivalry out. Don't worry. And the chat is as good as gold here, my friend. I've got Lux in. Big up Lux. I've got my man Lynch as always. Kawaja's in. Aces as always. So big up to everyone. So Sunil, how did you see? This is this is a question. This is a question I'm aching to ask, really, because how do you become a Spurs fan? How did you? How does it come about? Because you got Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal winning all these trophies, and yet how did you become a Spurs fan, my friend?
Yeah, so I'm not one of those.
Go on, hit us with it.
So I'm not one of those plastic fans that became a Liverpool fan when they were winning everything. Ditto United, and there are no City fans anyway.
Yeah,
so
good.
This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So I'm the youngest of 4, and my brothers came from India in 63, I think, 64, in the 60s. When actually Spurs were pretty good. I know that was like when the dinosaurs ruled the earth. But legend has it,
they were back in the 60s.
1967 FA Cup final. There's a team in blue and a team in white, and my brothers had a choice. And the other team was Chelsea. The other team was Tottenham, and they started following Tottenham. Right. And then I was a few years old, and then as they became Spurs fans, I just got swallowed into the fold. And so I could have been a Chelsea fan. So,
do you know what? I'm scratching my head whether you've made the right choice or not. So I think you might have just made the right choice. What do you reckon, chats? If you had the choice now, Spurs or Chelsea, what you leaning to? They're all going to say Chelsea, aren't they? I mean, well, I don't know. You might get a few. He said Arsenal winning all these trophies. Yeah. Listen, he's a very level-headed. He knows. But as I said, we are football fans on here, guys, and I feel sorry for you having that choice. Lynch says, I feel sorry for you. Yeah, it must have been a horrible choice. Who do you support, Chelsea or Spurs? I mean, what a choice. But listen, you made the choice. You're glad you did. And big up to you as well, Sunil, because, as I said, we're all football fans. And, So have you got any favourite memories, Sunil? What's your favourite memory? Is there a game that sort of sticks out that you remember? Because you've had some ballers playing for Spurs over the years. I mean, come on, let's take our Arsenal hats off here. I mean, let's look at it from a football perspective. You've had some great players over the years.
It has to be the FA Cup final with Man City. It has to be. The Ricky
Villa. What the Ricky Villa?
Yeah, when he went roundabout. And the funny thing is, isn't it funny that except when we had to beat them for your benefit, we've just got them in our back pocket. We can pretty much guarantee we'll turn City over when others can't. And it could be the hoodoo of that FA Cup final, because it was a great game, and I think we were 2-1 down, and that incredible goal. That memory lives on. So certainly that game. Bizarrely, I think it's much talked about because it was when Gareth Bale arrived on the stage, losing 4-3 to Inter Milan. That was something else. And I remember, sharply take a breath, beating Bristol Rovers 9-0 when we got relegated in the 70s.
I remember that. I remember when Spurs got. I remember that 9. Wow.
it's not something I want to admit, but and actually, obviously, last season it was thank God there are 3 teams worse than Tottenham, because otherwise we would have gone down last year as well. But yeah, so I think that those games, obviously, we'll talk about it. Last year's Europa League final was great. Funny enough, I think a lot of our Liverpool games up until the last, quite a few of them have been great games. Not quite Liverpool Newcastle when Stan Collymore scored that goal. You might remember Kevin went ballistic.
Yeah.
Games with Liverpool, great games. I think my lowest moment was I was shopping in Wood Green with my folks, and this was before phones had all the technology. And I was looking in the TV. This would have been 70 something, and I saw the scoreline: Liverpool 7, Tottenham 0. I cried. Oh God, no!
Yeah, I know. It's pain, and we've had some pains, man. When we lost, when we got done by Man United 8-2 and all of this. Listen, and I keep saying it to the chat. Being a football fan is it's not easy. It's not easy. You go through so many different emotions, and you get wrapped right into it. But I remember that FA Cup really well against Man City.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wanted Man City to win. However, you had Ricky Villa. You had some brilliant players at the time, and that goal, that solo effort, that was that after a replay, Sunil?
Yeah.
It was the replay, because they used to play back in the day. The FA Cup was massive. I mean, that was every football fan's kind of mecca, really, wasn't it? The FA Cup, and what happened was they used to go to a replay and play it midweek, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember that being a midweek game, and I remember the goal really, really well. So that must have been a brilliant standout memory. But having said that,
there was one
when
game
when you got to the Champions League final. Go on, mate. Go on. Sorry, mate.
No, I was going to say that just to balance the sort of conversation. Apparently, I must have been about 7 or something. I think Spurs lost to Sunderland or something, and I kicked the front door and I put a dent in it. Your point around football fans, and I was only 7 or 8 at the time. I cried. I spent a lot of years crying, to be fair, but up until May last year, or this year. But anyway, sorry, I interrupted. Go for it.
Sunil, I think no, go on, man. Do you know what? I think the pain of being a football fan when you was younger is worse, because you had to face the music in school, didn't you? I mean,
exactly.
I was brought up in predominantly a West Ham area as a young boy, so every time I went to school, if Arsenal lost, it was absolute stick. Do you know what I mean? We had a scattering of Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
So I think that was the thing, wasn't it? When you was a boy, being young, I think you was more worried about going. That's the reason why you got wound up, was when you lost, you knew you had to go to school and face the music, and I think that was worse than the actual defeat.
It's no different when you're at work on a Monday. The guy next to you is a gooner, or the lady over there is a hammer, and oh, for God's sakes, how am I going to go into the office and face these lot?
Yeah, I know, it's hell. I know, it's crazy. It was crazy. But that Champions League, I mean, when you was under Poch, I mean, I thought Poch had you playing some good football. I mean, I was a great believer that if you'd have stuck by him, and with the money that they had to spend and everything else, I'm convinced Spurs probably would have done a lot better, because he got you to that Champions League final. What was your hopes on that Champions League final? Or was it kind of like, wow, I can't believe we've even got here?
Yeah, I mean, there is the reality of we can't believe it. And then it was Liverpool, for God's sakes. Of all the teams, I think we would have probably beaten Barcelona if they went through. We would have had a better chance, because I mean, Liverpool for so many years have had us under the thumb. And then that decision in the first minute. I mean, I looked around to my nephew and I thought, oh, we lost this one then. Coming back, and the fact, actually, man of the match was Alisson. Don't know if you know that. In that game, man, even though they won 2-0, man of the match was Alisson. We had our chances. I think the Spurs players froze. They really, really did freeze. But it was just, so this is a true story. The Ajax game, I was at work. I was in a hotel in Derby, and it was 3-1, I think it was. When he went 3-2, I made a huge, huge noise. I had a knock on the door, and the hotel manager said, "Excuse me, can you turn it down, or else we're going to have to to turn you out of the hotel. So I had to watch the last 20 minutes and the equalising goal in complete silence because I was in a hotel room. So I think that was such a high. Just being in the Champions League final was just a bonus, an absolute bonus. And then I think it's well documented that Poch didn't get the investment. He didn't have the sort of backup beyond a very good first 11. You're absolutely right. And then, of course, there was the legendary coming third in a 2-horse race when we lost 5-0 to Newcastle. You guys slipped in and got there. So that was kind of that was Poch. But, Poch blew it at Chelsea. He looks like he's not doing particularly well with the USA. Looks like he's got a reputation of the nearly man. Sounds familiar, that, right?
Yeah, do you know what? It does. The nearly man sounds very, very familiar. And getting back to Arteta, he is a nearly man. No matter how well he's done and got us competing and everything else, the bottom line is looking from it from the outside point of view. Most fans don't understand why a lot of Arsenal fans are so delusional, because the fact of the matter is he hasn't got us over the line. And until he does that, I've always said it, until he does that, you can't really put him down as a kind of legendary manager. I mean, people bark out stats that he's won more games than Arsene Wenger and all of this, but Arsene Wenger's just got to come along and go, how many games did you win? Oh, right, okay. Well, there's all my trophies and there's all my medals.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. And for me, he has to win big this season. Otherwise, I believe that he should go anyway. I believe that the modern manager has a shelf life at any football club now. And I think when it gets beyond that sort of 6-7 year, I then starts to think it starts to get a bit stale, gets a bit repeated,
Yeah, I mean, there was a season when obviously we were apparently in a title race with Leicester. We were never even close. That was our year, and last year was your year. Last year was your year, and Man City went off the boil. Liverpool were kind of, in inverted commas, lucky, but that was your season. That was your season. You should have killed it then.
Yeah. But as Lynch says, Kane and Son deserves more backing. Fortunately, they didn't get it. I mean, Harry Kane is probably well. I would say he's world class. And for me to say world class, and as my chat knows, I don't dish out that very, very easily. But Harry Kane was a great player for Spurs, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I reckon he'll come back to the Premiership. He definitely will, because he wants that Shearer record. He does
back to Spurs?
I'd have him at Spurs in a heartbeat, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen him play some of the Munich games. He's got a lot of skill going on. He's doing like little Cruyff turns. I mean, that finish when he got that outside the boot, zip into the corner. That's I never saw that at Spurs. I saw lots of things from Harry Kane at Spurs. I never saw that sort of skill. So he's got even better. And if you think that the guy at Barcelona, Lewandowski, 37. Okay, he's gone off the ball last year and a half, but Kane will be 33, I think, next year. He's got 3-4 years, easy. Ronaldo's a freak of nature. So I think I think he will come back to the Prem. I think he wants that league. I think he wants that record.
I think he will. No, facts. I think he will. I think he'll come back. Where he'll end up, I don't know. Obviously, you get your Arsenal fans, because I don't know if you know, Sunil, but in the Arsenal community, every player that wants to come to Arsenal are Arsenal fans, apparently. And it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, Harry Kane, Arsenal fan, Eze, Arsenal. Semenyo is the next link now. Apparently, mad Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
The fact that a lot of Arsenal fans didn't want Semenyo in the summer window, they wanted Rodrigo. Now suddenly, he's the next thing since sliced bread, and he's an Arsenal fan. I mean, come on. This is what you have to contend with, being an Arsenal fan. We fight amongst ourselves, We argue amongst ourselves. We're the only fan base that are sitting top of the league with 6 points in the Champions League, and we still argue amongst ourselves.
Still not happy. Yeah. No, exactly. Well, we want more.
Well, man, it is what it is.
We all want more. We all want more. you get so close. You just want to get there. You want to
just want to get over the line. Exactly. You just want to get over the line. I mean, my choice, Sunil, people ask me this all the time. What would you rather win, the Premier League or the Champions League? And I have to say the Champions League, because I've seen Arsenal win titles. George Graham, Arsene Wenger, the doubles and all of that.
Yeah.
I've not seen us win the Champions League, and it's the only cup really where other teams can kind of lord over us, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, and all of these teams. And for a team like Arsenal that have never won the Champions League, it's criminal, really. So I just want to get the Champions League and get that done. But will it happen this season? I don't know, my friend. I don't know. But who was your favourite players over the years, Sunil? Gazza, Klinsmann, and all of that stick in my mind. Glenn Hoddle, but who was your favourite?
Number one, Glenn Hoddle.
Glenn Hoddle.
Number one, Glenn Hoddle, by a country mile. That goal against Watford, still I can still see it. When I live in Watford, so just down the road. When he chipped him, obviously the volley against Man United from outside the 18-yard area, top of the foot, feet off the ground.
Oh, he was class, wasn't he?
Oh, vision. I think one of those again, a bit like Gazza and all the superstars at England at Beckham, just didn't achieve at England, which is a real shame. Real shame, because they deserve something at the international level, going back to where the conversation started. But certainly Hoddle. Goes without saying, Kane and Son, obviously, and well documented in terms of the partnership. How's that for a stat? The best partnership that's never won anything. The goals, number of goals scored. I think Lynchy said. Lynch says Ginola was a baller. He was a baller when he came to Spurs, and he just went another level.
Yeah.
When he came to Tottenham, I think it was that goal against Barnsley when he went through 5 of them. And I think when I go down through Spurs, funny enough, Roberts in the centre back.
He was solid, wasn't he? Hard, wasn't he?
He was hard. He was solid. Yeah. He's kind of Romero's the sort of modern day
Gary Mabbott. Gary
Mabbott, indeed. Last captain to pick up FA Cup trophy.
Yeah.
They were solid, durable players. But I like flair players.
Yeah.
Players that want entertain. So and obviously Bale. Bale was the ultimate.
There was all that. Always that kind of rivalry. We used to sing a song. We all agree Rixie is better than HUDDLE, but we knew Graham Rix wasn't better than HUDDLE. We knew that. But one player that came close and was very HUDDLE-like, and they were very, very similar, was Liam Brady and Glenn Hoddle. And I always thought to myself, can you imagine them in the same team? That would have been some midfield, wouldn't it? Having them two in the same team. Liam Brady and Glenn Hoddle were just class, weren't they? They played football so simple, didn't they?
Yeah, they're magicians. The only way I can describe magicians. Not quite Messi level, I would say. Not quite Ronaldo level, but Steve Malbronk, I remember him, ex-Fulham.
Yeah. How can we not mention, as Paul Nash says here, look, Paul Gascoigne still probably will always be the greatest British player ever. Gazza had it all, didn't he? He was world class.
It's funny because you talked about memorable games. I did mention it because it's kind of obviously the FA Cup, the 40-yarder by Gazza, top right-hand corner. That put Gazza on like legend status. Ledley King was great, but he just kept getting injured, so he never could. He still got, actually not the fastest goal in the Premiership now. I think it's been overtaken. But I think HUDDLE, Bale, Kane, Son.
Yeah,
they're my top 4.
Yeah. Did you like Klinsmann and all of that? Did you like that era?
That was a kamikaze era. We were playing. We thought, if you thought Angie's high line was a bit bizarre, our dealers used to play a 4-2-4, 4 up front.
It was crackers, wasn't it? You used to get results like 5-4 and 4-4 and 4. Yeah. It was mental. People forget about Ange Ball, but that era there under Arditas, that was, you didn't know what to expect from Spurs. They were attacking from all angles, weren't they?
No, exactly. So I think Klinsmann was like not to win a trophy, but a trophy signing. I think to appease the fans, but he was never going to quite fit. Obviously, I didn't talk about Sherwood, Sheringham,
Mm.
brilliant player.
Yeah, Sheringham. I mean,
Berbatov, brilliant. But unfortunately, they all made their name when they moved
look
on.
at this. You had Modric as well.
Yeah, another one, but he made his name in Madrid.
People forget the players that Spurs have had over the years. I mean, listen, I'm glad it never all gelled and you was an absolute corpse being an Arsenal fan, of course. But I mean, listen, as I said, you have to admire football players. If you love football, you have to admire quality players. And Modric for me was another quality player. Let me say, big up Shane. I don't know if check out Shane, everyone. If you're not, Sunil, go and check out this guy here, Shane. Yeah, absolute legend. Big up, Shane. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well. Me and Shane do a retro show, Sunil, on a Tuesday.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it. We do a retro show. We go over all the old football kits and bring back some brilliant memories.
Nice.
And we go over the old football kits, so that's worth tuning into. But big up, Shane, my friend. He says the crazy front line of Klinsmann, Dumitrescu, Sheringham, Anderton was amazing. 4-3 against Wednesday. I remember it well. On the first day of the season, set the tone for the rest of the year. I remember it. That lineup was like, God, that was like, do you know what I mean? That was like the Salah, Firmino, and that was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. The Spurs ethos is all about entertaining. Win, draw, lose. It's about entertaining. Always has been. And I think it always will be. But I think Frank is going to change that, and I know we'll come to Frank a bit later. He's changed that, and I think he's got a bit more pragmatism. I think he's like dumbing the flair down a little bit. I mean, when I go to the games, the atmosphere can be a bit dull. Sometimes because we want to see that flair again. And obviously, Ange demonstrated in the final that flair doesn't win anything. I mean, like 1-0 to the Arsenal. God, I used to hear that all the time, and that Adams offside rule. It might have been.
Oh yeah.
Turgid football. But God, how much did that go? How much did that allow you to win? And then I remember I remember this really well. But unfortunately, I think when Arsenal beat Portsmouth 6-0 in the FA Cup, and I thought, oh my God, that's football. Henry and his palm. I think Pires might have played in that.
That was a great era, wasn't it? That invincible team, wasn't it?
Oh my God! And as a Spurs fan, it was a hard watch because I thought, God, I wish my team could even play 10% like that.
Do you know? 10%. Can I ask you something, Sunil, on that invincible team? Because Wenger, unfortunately, let me just get this super chat, my friend, because we got a super chat in, and it's the legendary Joseph Connor Golden, absolute ball. Thank you very much indeed for your super chat. Rosicky and Modric, two of my favourite players in 2010 times DJB, and Sunil, two great ones. Great show, this DJB. Remember, Gyökeres is world class. I'm hoping Gyökeres will be world class. I'm hoping. And in my North London 11, you'll see who's playing up top. Sunil might disagree, but this is what it's all about. But big up, my friend. Thank you for your super chat. And we've got another right-hand man of mine, the one and only Nomsky's in as well. Shane Gooner's in. They're all coming in, Sunil, and it's an absolute pleasure. Yeah, really great. Yeah, what I was going to say, from an outside point of view, I mean, the way Wenger got hounded out in the end, he overspent his time at Arsenal, and it turned very, very bitter, and it turned very, very sad, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at Arsenal at the time. However, and Shane's in the chat as well, and he agrees with me. I couldn't turn nasty against Wenger because I saw some of the best football I'd ever seen, and that's saying something. And it was better than the Barcelona team at the time. The football was just scintillating, and it was something that this country had never witnessed until some of the great Man City teams. But from an outside point of view and a rival fan, if you like, Spurs down the road, what was your opinion on that invincible team? The Henry, the Bergkamp, Pireses, and all of that.
It's just, I mean, I still think that Bergkamp goal against Newcastle, I still think that's probably one of the best goals I've ever seen. I don't know if it was in that season. It was a hard watch because it was silky, it was efficient, it was clean, it was rigorous. It was like you just wouldn't let off. You're winning 5-0, you want to win 6, winning 7-0. I mean, whatever. Want to win 9. There was this infectious attitude across every single player, all the way from the back to the front. Win, front foot. None of this sideways, backwards. Oh my goodness me! It was great to watch. It was hard to watch, but great to watch as a football fan.
Yeah, you had to admire it, didn't you? As a football fan, you had to admire that invincible team because it wasn't just about the goals; it was just the way they got there, the passing, the slick movement. The solidness in the back four as well. It was just every department of that football team was well tuned and well oiled, wasn't it? It was just incredible. It was an incredible time.
All credit to Wenger and the backroom staff, right? And I think Rice was in the backroom staff, wasn't he, at the time?
Yeah, Pat Rice. Yeah. He was sister. And it was just a shame how it all turned out for Wenger in the end. And this is one of the things that we can't get our head round. So you got Arsene Wenger creating all that lovely football, winning doubles and trophies, getting us to a Champions League final, etc., etc. And they were literally fighting on the terraces to get him out. There was arguments going on the terraces. Fans turned nasty. Yet this guy wins the same amount as trophies as Crystal Palace, an FA Cup and a Charity Shield. He wins nothing, and yet 90% of the fan base are lauding all over him as if he's some sort of god, and he's won nothing. And yet Wenger takes all that treatment. It's just crazy.
I mean, I think if you did get rid, and you and I have spoken about Mikel quite a few times, who else would you get? Who else would you get? Who is out there? I mean, what's career's gone?
But money talks, doesn't it? I mean, when you think Arteta's on £15 million a year, I mean, if you offered Zidane, I don't know, 18, Luis Enrique, could you prize one of them away? Luis Enrique, could you prize him?
Yeah, I mean, I think Luis Enrique is the one that got away for you guys. Apparently, we were trying to get him at Spurs because he's proved it at PSG. I mean, without having, because they're getting paid really, really well. But after getting rid of Neymar and the sort of the gladiators, whatever they're called, from Real Madrid equivalent, he's done wonders. He got on the Champions League last year.
Yeah, no, exactly. So then we go. Then you get Ange come in the front. Now Ange goes and does the business in Scotland, doesn't he? With Celtic, and then he rocks up at Spurs, and then I've got to admit, at the time, the Spurs fans were really excited, weren't they, about the appointment? It must be difficult for you because he won you a European trophy, and that must have been a really memorable night last season. And then suddenly, he gets the sack because the league position and how you was performing in the league was, let's be honest, dreadful for Spurs, really. And as you said, any team would have gone on a run down the below. You could have got relegated. So it must have been that kind of like, oh, yeah, but he's won us a European trophy, but look at the league. How was your feeling with Ange at the time?
Yeah, Dave, I must admit, I mean, those first 10 games before that 4-1 Chelsea defeat, even with 9 men, we were still playing a high back line. And just his arrogance and his attitude and just everything, Yeah, you're right. I mean, I feel sorry because I think deep down he's a good human being.
Yeah,
I think deep down he's a good human being. So you distance the person from football. He's a good human being. I'd go for a drink with him, probably like 16 Fosters because he's an Aussie. But I think as a lot. I mean, I've had this debate with fellow Spurs fans. Oh, it was a real shame, and there's been a lot of debate amongst the Spurs lot around. There was the Ange in and there was the Ange out, and it was divided all the way through. But if we'd lost that game, he would have been out the next day. So can you really put the future of the club on one game? Okay, it was Europa League and it got into the Champions League and blah 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 blah. It was the right thing. It was the right thing. And unfortunately, his time at Forest or today has demonstrated he hasn't really got it in him to play on all fronts. He might bring still Forest, assuming he lasts that long, somewhere close in the Europa League. But yeah, and I think there was a lot of debate around separating the emotional decision versus the rational decision. Emotionally, you wanted him to stay. Absolutely. Rationally, no way. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Would you have taken, because this is a debate that a lot of Arsenal fans have, and this is a good year. Spurs have twice the standards we have. That's going to be severely tested at the end of the season, Shane, my friend, because we'll see how much this manager means to this football club and the fans. Because if he doesn't win anything, we should be going down the same line as what Spurs did with Ange. We should be just getting rid of him. And that's standards. That's standards. And Spurs have sacked a lot of managers over the years. So, look at Poch, got him to a Champions League final, got rid of him. So would they have done that with Arteta? Probably not. Probably not. And this is why we set the standards. A lot of channels like ours, you have to raise the bar. It's cruel. It's not nice, but you have to do it. But yeah, no, I agree with Ange. Look, another question though, Sunil, because people say this about Ange. Oh, but he won you a European trophy. What would you have taken? A better league campaign or a European trophy? Would you have rather had finished runners-up third?
I mean,
or a European trophy?
17 years of hurt and a lot of hurt since the last trophy. Trophy all day, every day. I would have taken a Carib. I mean, okay, the Audi Cup doesn't count, or the whatever, the Primark Cup doesn't count. They're not trophies. Let's be honest. Friendlies between two teams, they ain't anything. Even though we celebrated like we won the Champions League, never mind. But all day, every day, I would definitely take.
So you'd rather take the trophy than the league position, yeah?
Absolutely.
Chat, what can I say? We've got a fan base that would take a league position. Finishing runners up is better than winning that European Cup. There you go. Trophies all day long from a Spurs fan, neutral fan. He's not been pushed into saying that. There you go. Trophies over league position all day long, especially if you've gone so long without winning a major trophy. There you go, people. I'll rest my case. Big up to you, Sunil. Absolutely.
Yeah. There we go.
Absolutely. All day long. No, it's fine. No, so Ange had to go, didn't he? And then in comes. Now, I rated this guy at Brentford. Mm-hmm. And I said that this guy will land a big job one day. This guy knows what he's doing. For anyone that can keep, I watched Brentford non-league when Arsenal weren't playing. I went over. I used to watch Brentford play my local team non-league. Yeah. Now, for any team that can keep Brentford in a Premier League and keep them playing good football and turning the likes of Wissa and players like that into brilliant players. He's now at Spurs. Are you pleased with him? Are you hopeful? What are your kind of What is your kind of long-term goal with this manager? Because I really rate him. I think he's made Spurs play a different type of football to what you're used to.
So we were going to go after the Fulham guy. What's his name? I forgot.
We got him Saturday. Silva. Yeah.
Silva, Areola, and Thomas were probably the three prime candidates. And I think what was good about Spurs in this instance, they wanted somebody who's worked in the Premier League before, so clearly learnt from the Ange experience. So I think that was good. Areola working wonders at Bournemouth. Glasner obviously at Palace. I don't think he was in the mix anyway. And then Silva. And amongst the Spurs faithful, it was kind of feeling that all three were kind of similar because they worked with those old mid-table teams. But I think Frank's a good hire. It's a bit like this glass. Do I look at it as half full or half empty? Because if you think about it, so if you said to me at the start of the season, having lost Ange after 7 games, third, 2 points or 3 points off the leaders, and we would have collected 4 points out of 6 in 2 games in the Champions League. Our centre halves haven't collapsed yet because obviously if Van de Ven and Romero go, then we've had it. I'd have bitten your hand off. So that's the sort of glass half full. But then you look at, Bournemouth absolutely murdered us at Tottenham.
Under Areola. Yeah, Bournemouth, tough team, aren't they?
Our XG, I think, was 0.02 after 90 minutes. We had one shot at home. Yeah. Right? I was at the Wolves game. I'll admit it in the public. My daughter and I, we left, actually, up with 2 minutes ago. So we thought, here we go. Dr. Tottenham's back. Here we go. Here we go.
You still get that Spursy feeling now and again, do you?
It's so much in our blood, right? It's happened for too many years that it's like just used to it. And even the Spurs faithful thought it's going to happen again, isn't it? It's going to happen again. Dr. Tottenham's going to turn out. We thought, no, not this year. Wolves played 5, lost 5, minus whatever. Not happening. No. And it was like, oh goodness me. And then you think about the PSG game, okay, it's a glorified friendly, but still it's a Super Cup, right?
Yeah.
And we were winning that comfortably. So there's, if I look at it glass half empty, that's not good. And he's got us playing the Bodo Glint game. We were awful. We were absolutely awful. Bodo knocked us off the park. Is that Frank? Could he have changed things in 7 games and turn that around? Probably not, to be fair. So I think I'm going to have to look at it glass half full. Pleased to have him on board. Pleased that he's not killing the players in terms of the tactics. Pleased that he's got a game plan. It's a shame he hasn't got Madders and Kulusevski at his disposal, because I think with those two would be a serious threat, I think, this year. But I think with both injured, we don't have a left-sided player. Johnson, isn't it?
Oh, join the class. Join the club.
Yeah.
Left-handed Simon player.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be a real dearth.
Yeah.
And, fingers crossed Romero, Van der Ven keep fit. The middle, there's no creative spark. Xavi's finding his feet like Wirtz at Liverpool. That's going to happen. That's natural. I mean, I guess Zubamendi's kind of still finding his feet, right, for you guys. But, in the end, I think great hire. Glass half full. I think challenging for top 4 and the occasional trophy would be fine. We ain't winning the title. We ain't winning. It looks like Liverpool having a bit of a stutter. I'm sure they'll come good. City are a bit annoying. They might. I don't think they will. That's basically you guys. I think. Hope. Well, how do I say this? Because you winning the title, that would hurt. That would hurt a lot, actually. It's Arsenal.
Got to win. Minimum expectations this year, Sunil. No more excuses. No injuries. The wrong type of ball. Red cards. This man has got no more excuses. Yeah. Do you know? I want to pick up on something you said about Thomas Frank.
Yeah,
and it's another conversation on all the streams that we have. There's certain channels that press home on this. You said his tactics are not killing the players. So basically, his tactics are looking after the players that are injury prone, like Van der Ven. Something our manager cannot grasp.
Yeah.
He's playing Saka to death. The workload that guy, grade 3 hamstring surgery. We've got players going down with knee injuries. We've got players going down with hamstring injuries. And again, chat, it's come from a completely outsider, different fan, different football club. The manager's tactics is not killing the players. Arteta's tactics, however, injury after injury after injury. But it's not his fault, apparently, according to some top Arsenal fans. So, it's a good point. And that is key, isn't it? Our managers look after their players, Sunil, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, because he's refusing to play Xavi in the 10 more often than not, although that is his natural position. He's put pretty defensive 3 in the middle, but he is doing a pretty good job rotating them. And I think that the Spurs entertainers, the fans who love Spurs entertaining, go for it. But he's being pragmatic because he's settling in. He's got a new CEO. Daniel Levy's gone. Paratici's coming back. So the whole
Paratici's coming back.
Yeah, and then we've got obviously Archie Gray, who's going to be one day a great player. Somebody said Odegaard. There's plenty of potential in there. And if Frank can work his magic like he did with Visser and Tony and Melgard and players like that, then I think the future's bright. But we ain't Man United of the 90s. We ain't Liverpool of the 80s and 70s, or even Arsenal. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
No. So for you, realistically, then top 5, good run in one of the cups, FA Cup, something like that, and trying to push as far as you can in the Champions League. So what would you be looking at next season, the season after, to perhaps make a, because you're going to get investments, aren't you? Now Levy's gone. Apparently, they're going to focus a lot on the player investment. So, can you see in 2 seasons' time Spurs getting an injection of cash like Arsenal have,
and it'd be interesting,
and then start being a force for the Premiership?
So, as you know, right, and as all your subscribers know, there's one thing putting money on the table to buy players. There's nothing paying the wages that they can get elsewhere. So, are we going to pay City wages? I mean, that money has to not just bring in new players, has to completely break the wage structure. Yeah. And then I think Van der Ven, I don't quite, he's like 35 grand a week or something ridiculous, or 40 grand a week. And, you know, please. And then we had.
I won't even bring up our wage bill. You'd be incredible. I mean, we've got Gabby Jesus on like 260 grand a week. We've got Kai Havertz on 280 grand a week. I mean.
Yeah. And then we had Werner on 175 grand a week, just only to Son the year before last, and he hardly played anything, and he couldn't even score an open goal if he tried. So I think both have to happen, and I don't think Spurs would do both in one go. And I think that investment will go in probably securing contracts of the existing players to lock them down, but not give them silly wages, because in which case, like, I think Tell is probably on 70 grand. He'll want to go to 200. He'll want to go 200. Romero want to go to 300. Vicario want to go to 200. Porro will want to go to 250. They'll all want to go. And that money over that squad, that's going to take more than 100 million, like a lot more.
Oh, yeah. 100 million in football nowadays is nothing, is it? Do you know what I mean? I mean, it helps, but it ain't. It's not really, not the wage demands. I believe it should be performance management. If you've won X, Y, Z of trophies and you've got us to semi-finals and that, then you deserve the wage rise. I mean, we bought Kivior in at like 5,000 a week and automatically put him in at 50 grand a week.
Yeah, it's mad. And then I think you get Trossard a pay
rise.
But
the players want to play for the manager. Nothing to do with the wages. Nothing from going from 10 grand a week to like 100 grand a week. No, they want to play for Arteta. Really? I think wages have a lot to do with it as well. Yeah. So let's put it in perspective. But I think I like Thomas Frank. I think Tottenham are going to be a different animal this season, and that will be highlighted in the coming games. Let's have a look at looking ahead at the North London derby. We'll have a look at the last 10 results. You might want to look away at this.
I was going to say I'm going to look away now.
But I'll share it. I'll share the screen with everyone. One second. Yeah. And we'll have a little look at the last 10 results. However, there are results in there that are key, aren't there? Let's have a little look. Let's see. Yes, zoom in a little bit. Right.
I've got flashbacks already. It's bad.
Yeah, I know. It's so 2-1 January. So we go back. Last 10 results. It doesn't look good for Spurs at the moment. There's 2-0 there. Look, there's a 2-0 there.
Yeah. And that was last
Spurs victory 2020. That was the COVID era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2021 Arsenal 2-1.
Yeah.
2021 as well, 3-1 Arsenal. And then look, that one there. I think we needed that. And then we had to go St James's Park and get a result. And it weren't good, Sunil, was it? It weren't good. I mean, you done us 3-0 there. That was really key. I think that was the battle for top 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's when Partey, I think, gave up, didn't he? I think when he couldn't run. I think it was maybe.
Yeah, he gave up. Yeah. Kane scored as well, didn't he, on that one? I remember that. Yeah. Then it was a 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
2-0 Arsenal. 2-2. Remember that? Yeah. And then we had it 3-2. That was another brilliant game.
And you were 3 up after about 30 minutes, I think.
We was 3-0 up. We was absolutely running away with it. And I'm thinking, here we go here. This could be a 5-5. And then suddenly you got back and then you could have equalised. And that would have been very nice. And then a little stinky 1-0. And it weren't very attractive, was it? It was a bit of a stinky 1-0, wasn't it? And then 2-1. So Thomas Frank, when he's come to Brentford, he's made life awkward for Arteta when he was at Brentford. We've not really smashed Brentford at any time. So looking at them results, looking ahead at the North London derby, which I believe is at the beginning of November, and we've got some tricky games in between that. What are you looking at? And it'll be at the Emirates, the first game. What are you?
I wish I could be more optimistic. I'll take a draw. I'll take a draw all day. I'll even take a 0-0. It won't be 0-0.
Yeah,
it won't be. What I find funny about Spurs Arsenal games over the last 5, well, probably over this period, whoever scores first is guaranteed not to win. I think there's some sort of statistic like that over the games. So if you score first, we'll probably get a draw, or we might win, and vice versa. I think it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. I think, obviously post international break, we've got Aston Villa. We don't have that tough games. Even our Champions League games are pretty okay, I think. So there's a good run where we can build momentum. I think realistically, though, there's going to be an upset. There's going to be a Wolves type result, a Bournemouth type result, and maybe for you guys too. So I think it's come at the time of the season. It'd be pretty critical, actually, for either manager. Because for you guys, it might be that you lead. For us, it might be just sticking in the top 4, and losing in either scenario means you drop further back, or we drop out the top 4. We end up, 7th, 8th, or something. So yeah, I take a draw all day, every day. I'm pretty sure Frank will go defensive. I don't think he'll go for it. He'll and it'd be interesting what Arteta does. If he's going to revert to what he did with Liverpool and City, because I think as fans, you deserve to really have a go at him at home. You've got the edge over Tottenham for so many years. You got to put your most attacking team, and obviously the reception Eze will get will be interesting. But obviously you're at home, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be definitely a tough one, Matt. It's going to be frustrating for us because I remember, as I said, I'm only going by where Thomas Frank set up Brentford against Arteta, and he made life awkward. There was, we've not sort of battered them, so it will be an interesting game, and that could easily turn into a draw. I mean, pre-season friendlies, Spurs had us, so I don't think it's going to be a foregone conclusion, but obviously we're going to have the Arsenal fans come out on score prediction and say 4-0 Arsenal, 3-0 Arsenal. Oh, we get it all the time, Sunil. There's no evidence on how, because Gyökeres has only scored, 2 goals in open play, and he hasn't had many chances.
Yeah.
They're going to come out with all sorts of, but yeah, we'll see. My favourite will always be Wenger's first North London derby, 1996-97, when Adams scored yes, remember it well. Left foot, and a Bergkamp rounded it off to make it 3-1. Shivers to this day, yeah. Fat shape. Remember it well. Great memories. Tony Adams, remember it well. But, I mean, Sunil's obviously got some memories. I did have something else to look at. Before you go, Sunil, my computer down here is playing up at the moment.
No worries.
I don't quite know.
Absolutely. I agree with Graham there. Not understanding the rivalry. God, he completely missed that.
What's that?
About Ange not remembering that, or not considering the rivalry between Spurs and Arsenal. That whole when fans had a go at him and vice versa. And okay.
Yeah, no.
What you got for me?
Well, I'm trying to get it up, but I can't. It doesn't seem to be. It's not playing ball at the moment, and it's really, really frustrating. So I can't get it up. But yeah, it's really annoying. It was here, but it's gone, and I can't. Yeah, I can't get it up. But before you go, Sunil, because I know you got to go, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed this. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. I did have it, but I for some reason or other, it won't come up. But let's have a very, very quickly. Let's have a North London current top 11 team. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Would you have Raya or the Spurs keeper?
Raya all day, every day.
Raya all day, every day.
Yeah,
okay.
No brainer.
Timber or
Timber.
Who is it?
Yeah, Porro. Timber.
Porro.
Much more reliable. Much more reliable.
You'd have Timber.
Yeah, as a defender, Timber's much more reliable.
You'd have Timber. Right. Yeah. Now, centre halves, I went with Van der Ven and Saliba.
So, yeah, statistically and all the rest of it, they are the best pairing in the Premier League. It's hard not to argue. However, I think they're at their peak. And I think Romero and Van der Ven looked after, especially Van der Ven, and Van der Ven now scoring. I'm going to go with Romero and Van de Ven because of what they can achieve, not what they have achieved. That makes sense.
So you're going with the 2 Spurs centre halves, or you're not having Saliba or Gabriel in your centre half?
No, only because I think they're at their peak powers now, whereas those two still have room to go.
Yeah, it is a debate whether that's a good. I mean, that is a good centre half pairing, Spurs' centre half pairing, and I think it's the backbone going forward of Spurs. I mean, I would have put Saliba and Van de Ven.
Of course.
But I can see where you're coming from. Now, your left back, Indogi, Calafiori, or Skelly?
I put Skelly. I thought Skelly first, but I think he's still a bit young. He needs to mature a bit. Calafiore, I think he flatters sometimes, and I think Udogie, if we keep the guy fit, would be the man.
Yeah,
I think Udogie.
Yeah.
Udogie.
Calafiori goes here, there, and everywhere. He goes everywhere but left back. Skelly, I don't think's a left back. He's more of a midfield player. It's just that this manager don't know how to turn him into a top midfield player. So he's playing the easy card and keeping him at left back. And everyone thinks he's a genius because he's turned him into a left back, and he's not a left back.
No, he's not.
Even Tommy Tukes says that he lacks a lot of left back qualities. So Indogi goes left back. So basically, apart from Timber, we've got a Spurs back 4. Midfield.
So I'm going to go
midfield. I would put Declan Rice in straight away.
Yeah, me too. No debate.
I'd have Paulina.
Okay.
Who did you go midfield?
So midfield, it's a little bit. I'd have Timber, Rice, and Maddison. Sorry, Rice, Odegaard, Maddison. I know. There's a big debate about Odegaard. Does he show up in the right games, etc. I still think he's class. Him and Maddison would be incredible in terms of the vision they've got. They'll see the passes that others don't see. And I've selected those two based on the front 3, which is I'd have Solanke, although he hasn't really hit the ground running yet. Obviously Saka. I'd have Kudos, and I'd try and get Kudos playing on the left. It's not his natural, but Kudos and Saka would be amazing. So based on that front 3, that's why I went for that midfield.
Right.
So it's a really attacking team, but you've got such a solid back, and then obviously with the bench, it'd be amazing.
Yeah. Wow. So who would you then? Who's your next lineup? So I'd obviously have Saka. See, I would go Saka.
Yeah.
Saka rather than Kudos, which is hard.
Yeah, right. I would. Yeah. If I had a choice of Saka or Kudos, it'd be Saka.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Shane's going Paulina is better than Zubamendi. I think at the moment he is 100%. I would have got my team up, guys, but it's playing up down here. I don't know what's going on. Technology. We'll talk about it. So I'm going Saka.
Yeah.
This was a tricky. I'm going Simmons. I'm putting Simmons. I'm going Simmons on the left.
Yeah.
Now, Eze. I'd go Eze and I'd go Gyökeres. I don't know about you.
I couldn't put Eze down. I did actually. I had him first. I think he's class. I think Eze's class.
Yeah.
I've had Eze over Maddison, but just emotionally, I just couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it. You just couldn't swallow your pride, could you?
As a Spurs fan, it had to be Maddison. As a football fan, it's Eze.
Let's have the forward then. Solanke, Richarlison, or Gyökeres. Who are we going for?
It's Solanke. Because the thing is, I think, what Gyökeres is proving, he's upset the way you play football, because he's just in the 8-yard area. I mean, I know he's done more than that, to be honest, but I think he just sits right. He just waits for the ball. Whereas Solanke, build-up play, linking, defensively, he's pretty good. I'd probably have Solanke if he can.
So you think Solanke's more of an all-round player that would suit our North London 11, yeah?
Absolutely.
Rather than your. This ain't an Arsenal and Spurs 11, guys. We're picking a North London team to go up to, say, Manchester, beat a Manchester City, Man United combined team, and Sunil's going with Solanke up front. Do you know what? What you said there was really, really key, because when Arsenal was in for Sesko and Gyökeres, we all wanted Gyökeres, apart from Kenny Ken. I don't know if you've seen Kenny Ken online. Absolute legend. He always said Sesko. And when people questioned it, he said because it would suit Arteta's system, the way he plays.
There you go.
And as the games have gone on, I'm starting to see that now. I don't know whether Gyökeres suits the way Arsenal play. And you know, when you see some players come to a football club with a massive CV, but it doesn't quite work out for them.
Yeah.
Whether that's the location, whether that's the training, whether that's the system, the manager, the midfield players that play. At the moment, I think he's struggling with the system and the type of midfield players we've got.
Exactly.
So you're saying Solanke because he would suit that system? Yeah, it's a good shout. Good shout, my friend. And there's no right or wrong answers. The only thing that I would question is that we've got a very, very solid Spurs defence there, and I don't know where I'm still thinking Saliba and Van der Ven.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. You go with it.
Yeah. I mean,
you've got a strong centre half pairing.
Yeah, on the basis they've played together, right, for a number of years. So I'm going on that. If I was to pick the team tomorrow, I wouldn't put Saliba and Van der Ven together because they haven't worked together. But so that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Dave, mate, I gotta go. It's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, no, honestly, Sunil, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Honestly, it's been brilliant, and time has flown so quickly. It's been an absolute blast. But Sunil's got to go. I'm just going to stay on for probably another 20 minutes, and that we'll have a little chat. Sunil, what can I say? What have you got coming up? Can anyone follow you? Have you got a channel? Have you got something?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I started to go like that on the football side of things, I'll spend all my whole life in there. I'll forget that. I'm better off just coming in every now and then. If you'll have me again next time.
Massive. Oh, yeah, I'm sure we will chat, won't we? We'll have Sunil. We'd like to wish Spurs all the best, but we can't do that.
You can't do
that. We can't do that. But I wish you all the best, Sunil. And so does the chat. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you very much, my friend. Love to everyone. Love to the family. And bless 100%, Sunil.
Cheers, Dave.
And you're going to join us again. You'll come on again.
Yeah, happily.
Brilliant. All right, we'll have it round about Christmas time, or perhaps after the North London derby.
No, just in case that goes pear-shaped. Anyway, cheers, guys.
Take it easy, brother. Well, there you go. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy. And with that chat, Sunil has gone. Absolute legend. That was a bit different to the usual chat. It's always. Do you know what was interesting? Chat was what he was saying. The Arsenal fans have been talking about the manager's tactics, the way he deals with injuries, the way he's protecting Van der Ven. He mentioned not killing players because of Thomas Frank's highlighted that he's got injuries, so he's changed the way they play to protect the players, something Arteta don't do. Interesting, he's 11 that he went with Ndoggy at left back and not Skelly and Calafiori. It's just really, really nice to see different fans' perspective on things sometimes, people. And, I mean, big up, Sunil, big up. Guys, before I go, I just want to talk about, apparently Kai Havertz is back on the scene. Kai Havertz is on his way back. I believe it's going to put pressure under. I think it's going to put more pressure under Gyökeres. I think he's got 3 or 4 games to prove himself. And don't be surprised if Havertz don't step in, because I think that's the way it's going to go forward. What do you think? Great show. Take care. Yeah, no, Sunil's. There's too much foreign influences over the years in the Premier League. Too much tiki-taka. I don't like it. Yeah, probably, my friend. But yeah, Havertz is on his way back. What do you reckon, chat? I mean, this is it, isn't it? This is it now. I mean, players are coming back. Jesus is probably going to be coming back very, very soon. I said play him on the left-hand side. Why not? We haven't got a left-handed sided player. Jesus ticks a lot of boxes there. He can be tricky. He can be dangerous. Played there for Man City on numerous occasions. Could be something that he could be looking forward to in the future. But Havertz is the one for me. I think it's going to be interesting, my friends. Well, a healthier in you doggy is a menace. Yeah, he is. He is. He is. I'll tell you what, it was interesting when he stuck with the Spurs two central defenders, Van der Ven, and not having Saliba or Gabriel in there. So, yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. He will look to start him in bigger games, especially away from home. Normski, I think you could be right, my friend. I think you could be right. I think Havertz will be starting in some of the bigger games. All I know is personally that Gyökeres has got to start, because I don't want to see Havertz in the starting lineup. For me, it's the reason why we bought Gyökeres. The reason why we bought Gyökeres is because I didn't want to see Havertz anywhere near the number 9. I didn't want to see Marino in number 9. I wanted to see an out-and-out goal scorer in that position. However, I'm an Arsenal fan and I want what's best for the football team. And if it means Kai Havertz coming in and scoring goals, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, people, that's what it's all about. And I'm the same with a football manager. If the football manager is not doing the business, time to go. One of the questions I'm kicking myself I never asked him, perhaps I'll ask him next time. Would you have Arteta as Spurs manager? That's what I should have asked him. I forgot. I had so much to get through. He had to shoot off. It would have been my closing question, but I didn't get to ask him. But hey ho. DJB, has he gone? Your mate. He has. He had to shoot off. He had to shoot off, people. He had to shoot off. But he will be back. He will be back in the future. He's very level-headed, Sunil. That's why I have him on. You know, he's not all biased. He's not all Spurs, Arsenal or this, Arsenal or that. He's like me. He's a football fan. He says it as it is. He's critical about his own team. He's critical about his own players. Realistically, he knows that Spurs ain't going to win the Premiership. He said that. But he said that if the money gets injected in previous years, he will be hoping for better things. So, yeah, he was ideal to have on because he says it as it is. And some of the things he was saying, we've been saying as Arsenal fans, protecting the players, that kind of thing, you know. And interesting when he said about Solanke playing up front instead of Gyökeres because he fits most of the systems. What Solanke does for the team is more effective than what Gyökeres is doing for Arsenal. So, yeah. Sometimes being an Arsenal fan, when we follow Arsenal, we can get kind of blinkered. It's always nice to sort of have that kind of outside look and look around and just and just look at things from the outside sometimes. And this is what I try and do. I'm not overly biased. I see it as it is. I'm a passionate Arsenal fan. I want the best for Arsenal. Want Arsenal to win everything. I don't want Arsenal just to win an FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I want them to win everything. You start the season on 0 points. Champions League, Premiership, FA Cup and Carabao Cup are the cups to go for. I want to win them all. That's the standards I set. And that's the standards everyone should set. This Carabao Cup worries me. Brighton at home is a tricky fixture. I don't think we're getting over the line. I think the team that we put out against Brighton is not going to be good enough because for Brighton, they realistically know that this is a cup they can win. This is a cup that Brighton can win comfortably. Because Brighton ain't in no Champions League. They're not in Europe. Realistically, Brighton ain't going to win the Premiership. So something like the Carabao Cup, if they can get past Arsenal, they've got a great chance of going all the way. So it worries me. Kai Havertz had a purple patch 23-24, just like Jesus did in 22-23. Yeah, exactly. Listen, I want Gyökeres to really start because honestly, this manager will find a way to get Havertz in the team. And that is something I do not want to see. Don't want to see it, people. Gyökeres should have took his chance when he got it. Now it's going to get tricky for him. Rashid, I've been saying it all the time, my friend. I've been saying it from day one. And I think if you look at the streams, what I've done with Dan Potts, I said, unfortunately, we ain't going to get the Gyökeres that Sporting got. We're going to get Arteta Gyökeres, and he's going to look bang average in this Arsenal team. And I'm sorry. I've got to say it as it is. For me, he looks bang average. The quality of strikers that I've seen play football over the years and the quality of strikers that I've seen at Arsenal Football Club, this guy looks bang average. He's big, he's strong, he runs around a lot, but he has not done anything really, apart from that Leeds goal. He hasn't really done anything where I've literally gone, wow, look at that. Oh, look at this. He hasn't got me doing that. When I saw Fabregas come to the team and play after 7 games, on Bergkamp, Pires, the list goes on. I can name hundreds of players. Rocastle, Merson. After 7 games, I was like, whoa, we've got something special here. Oh, wow, this is amazing. Kleb, you know. I was like, whoa, I've not seen that with Gyökeres. I've not seen it. And if I'm not seeing it, the manager's not seeing it. And that's why he'll get Havertz in the team. Simple as that. Agreed, Rashid. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Rashid's a real one as well. Absolute legend. He ain't getting sucked into all this. I'm glad we didn't get Gyökeres. He weren't like the Tottenham fans are now. No, he was a decent guy. 100%. He's 100. He's Sunil. 100. 100 indeed. 100. I mean, listen, he loves Spurs. He's Spurs through and through. Like I am Arsenal, but I'll give credit where credit's due. You know, if Spurs turn us over in the North London derby and they play well, I'll be absolutely gutted, but I'll hold my hands up. I hold my hands up. You know, that's the way it is. I'm a football fan. I just happen to support Arsenal. If he starts Havertz on the benches, Gyökeres, watch Arteta play attacking football with creative players around him. Yeah, he will do. He will do, Jam Boy, won't he? You know what he's going to do. He'll do that because Havertz is his man. He can't wait to get him back in the team. He loves Havertz. He loves Havertz because Havertz suits his style of play. He will make Havertz look $1 million and he'll make Gyökeres look absolutely crap. Yeah? Because I've always said it about this manager. A player either has to be naturally good or he's come from a very, very good place. And then what Arteta does is tweak him here and there and suddenly makes him look better, right? He hasn't. He was good anyway. But when you've got someone like Gyökeres that needs a bit of coaching, that needs that fine-tuning and that extra little bit to turn him into something brilliant, Arteta can't do it. He can't do it. He can't do it with Ranieri. You give Ranieri to another manager, that Ranieri's looking like a 70, 80 million pound signing. He can't do it. They've either got to already have it because he can't push them onto that next level. People are saying, oh, look how he's improved Saliba. Look how he's improved Gabriel. They were good anyway. They'd play like that if they was in that Spurs under Thomas Frank. Saka, has he taken him to that next level? Really? Saka was always going to reach that next level. It's not Arteta's done that. I look at players like Madueke. What is Arteta going to do to Madueke? What is Arteta going to do to Zubimendi? What is Arteta going to do to Gyökeres? They're the players I look at. You know? Sunil, great lad. Nice to see. Yeah, proper. Absolute 100%. Yeah. Yeah, we don't mind Spurs fans like that, do we, people? Them sort of fans we can have on their show, can't we? It's not a problem, guys. Not a problem. And big up the chat as well. 100% respectful. 100% an absolute credit to this channel. You all and every one of you is an absolute credit to the channel. Last season, Ange was playing NFL football with Highline, just running forward with no plans whatsoever. 100%. It's the way he plays. It's the way he plays. He's not the first manager I've seen play like that. As Sunil said, Ardiles back in the day with Spurs, with the Klinsmans and all of that. You thought it was Ange ball. God, you want to see some of them games. You know, with the likes of Klinsmann and everything else. It was like Keystone Cops stuff. It was crazy, crazy. Big up the Paul Nash. Big up Paul Nash. Hope your retro's going well. Good evening, DJB. Arsenal are all watching. Yeah, big up Hendon. Big up, my friend. Brighton don't care about winning. I don't know. I don't know, my friend. I don't know. I think that's a cup they've kind of. I think they fancy themselves in that one, my friend. I think they know they can go to the Emirates and get something out of that. Numpski TV 5284. Yes, get him up to 1,000 subs. Get him up to 1,000 subs. Come on. His work rate and hold-up play has been great. Poached 2 goals well while getting absolutely zero service. True. Kane will return to England, sign for us, play as a midfield quarterback, supply the ammo for Victor and win the Golden Boot. I don't think he'll come to top. I don't think he'll come to Arsenal. I don't think he'll come to Arsenal. I think Chelsea will end up with him, to be honest. He could end up somewhere like Chelsea. 100%. 100%. Especially if we're talking about money. Yeah, exactly. You say it now, DJB. You're right. Jesus, Havertz, Gyökeres, none of them good enough. Yes, they might be if you're going for the top 4, but we're going for the title. This is my concerns, Joseph. Big up, my friend. You know, listen, I've been taking pelters over it. When people say about our squad, my standards must be completely different. My standards must be completely different. When you've spent £1 billion, I'm expecting to see the likes of Henry and Bergkamp and all them sort of players. I'm not expecting to see players like Havertz and Jesus and Gyökeres leading the line, you know, players like this. I wanted more. £1 billion. £1 billion. We should have at least 3 world-class players in our team. 3. And people are going to say, yeah, we've got that. Saliba's world-class. Saka's world-class. Rice is world-class. Have they? What they won? Any World Cups? Any Champions Leagues? Any Premierships? Nope. None. So, yeah, for me, it's a good squad. It's better than what we've had in the past. But come on, guys, just keep your feet on the floor. Keep your feet on the floor. Don't go dancing around the front room yet. Because I've said this. If Rice gets injured, if Saka gets injured, Eze gets injured, we've got Norgard, Marino and Zubimendi as our midfield. Yeah, but Marino's balling out for Spain. He's scoring loads of goals. Yeah, he is. Because he hasn't got Arteta managing Spain. That's the difference. That's the only difference. Same player, different manager. I bet if you sat Marino down in 5 years' time and said, what manager did you enjoy playing under the most? Arteta or the Spanish manager? And the name's, I've forgotten the name now. He'll go, I enjoyed my time playing for Spain. Football is too much scripted these days, showcasing too much. Yeah, it is. It's all a facade, isn't it? It's all a facade. I think the rule changes have made it like that, though. You can't tackle anyone. You can't touch anyone. Players go down too easy. Nolski, does Sesko currently look better than the Glock DJB? Technically, Nolski, I would say yes. Technically, Sesko does look a little bit better. You've got to remember, Sesko's playing in a disjointed Man United team. I'm starting to go down the Kenny Ken road now, where if Sesko was playing for Arsenal with Rice and Saka and all of that, I think he'd look more effective. I'm not saying he's a better goal scorer. I just think he would be more value to the team than what Gyökeres is at the moment. I just want Gyökeres to prove me wrong, though. Otherwise, we've got Havertz playing every game. Arsenal revolution. Big up Rashid as always. Gyökeres and Isak's been shipped 200k a week. Both awful. He's done some good things. Gyökeres. I don't know. Am I wrong for wanting higher standards? Remember, we ain't won anything in years. We haven't won anything, people. Why do I have to feel bad criticising Gyökeres? I want to see a bit more. Against teams like Fulham, he should be bagging 2 goals. I just want to see a little bit more from him. Why am I, just because my standards are kind of high, why have I got to feel bad for criticising him? I mean, you had the Spurs fan on, Sunil. You know he's unbiased. You heard him. He said Solanke instead of Gyökeres. Man said Solanke. And that's because he says that he would fit the team better. He would make the team more effective. So apart from Arsenal fans, other fans are looking at Gyökeres and going, really? What was you all getting excited about? I don't know any other fan that's looking at Gyökeres right now and go, I'd rather have him at my team. Who would you rather have right now? Voltamade at Newcastle or Gyökeres? Right now, current form. Etatike or Gyökeres? Take your Arsenal hat off. Who would you rather have? I know who I'd rather have. Voltamade. Current form. Doing it for Germany. Doing it for Newcastle. Come on, you Gunners. Absolutely, Lynch. Always come on, you Gunners. But we can have a little chat about things, as always. Trossard and Saka can't do the basics of crossing the ball. Don't see many crosses go in the box. That's another reason why I feel a bit sorry for Gyökeres. He's not getting any crosses, is he? He's not getting much. Saka's done bad Emmys. Yeah, he has. You got to nurture him, people. You got to nurture him. You got to look after him. You have to look after him. It's not difficult giving Gyökeres a penalty. It's a cheat code, a penalty. Cheat code. Years ago, you didn't see strikers take penalties. Didn't see them. All your penalty takers were right backs, left backs, or midfield players. It's a bonus. Strikers shouldn't rely on penalties to get their goal tally up. You know? Shouldn't be doing it. He does last game, Rice, put the ball across, easy tapping. Exactly. The Prome, big up, my friend. Prome shit, big up, my friend. I still think Gyökeres will come good when Arteta's Foxtrot. Yeah, listen, Jam Boy, I believe he will come good. I'm hoping he will come good. I'm not saying Gyökeres is a waste of money. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just want to see a little bit more at the moment. I just worry for him that this system don't suit him. I can count so many players that have come to the Premiership and they've come with brilliant CVs and they've just not hit the ground running. It's just not worked out for them. We got the Swedish Chris Wood. We haven't, though. Chris Wood's a baller. You've seen how many goals Chris Wood scored last season. This is what I'm saying. I'm not even seeing Chris Wood's standard. Big up, my friend. At the moment, all I'm seeing is an Andy Carroll. That's all I'm seeing. Strong, big, and that's it. That's all I'm seeing at the moment, people. I'm driving the bus, can't really interact. No worries, my friend. You drive that bus. Don't worry about interacting. You drive the bus. Seriously, I don't want that. Oh, I don't want that guilt on my shoulders. Drive that bus, my friend. Big up the prom. Yeah, he's a top man. Kawaja, I'm saying what I've seeing, but hopefully he gets more service. The thing is, for him to get the service, we've got to change the way we play. And we're not going to change the way we play. This is the problem. You got Zubamendi and Rice in midfield. You know, yeah, we're not going to change the way we play. So he's got to change the way he plays, unfortunately. He's got to fit Arsenal's system. We can't fit his way of playing. He's got to fit the way we play. And I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can do it. This is the problem. This is what I'm trying to say. When I talk about Gyökeres, he's got to fit into our system. And I just don't think he can do it. That's why I said he'll only get 15 goals, all comps this season. 15 goals. Said it at the start. Big up the Revolution, man. Make sure you go and sub to the Arsenal Revolution. My man Rashid. This Arteta system only suits defenders. That's why they're getting better, but the attacking players are regressing. Where is the balance? There is no balance, my friend. There is no balance. But at the moment, we're sitting top of the league and everything's brilliant. We're a force for the next 5 years, Rashid. We're going to win the Premiership by week 20. Liverpool are crap. They're done. They're finished. Man City and Pep, done, finished. This is it. This is it. The Arsenal revolution is here, my friend. This is it. We will see. We will see. Come what may, we will see. Kane will go to the MLS. Yeah, probably. Probably. I can dream, DJB. Always dream, my friend. Spot on, Arsenal Revolution, Rashid. Spot on. Odegaard is world class from the top gooners. No. No. We ain't got world class. We've got people on the cusp of world class, but we haven't got world class. Saka's not world class yet. He ain't won nothing. You ain't won nothing. 2 assists against Newcastle, Olympiacos, people. But what is world class? The riddle continues. Exactly, Lynch. All I'm saying, if you want world class, go and watch Maldini. Go and watch Maradona. Go and watch Zidane. Go and watch Andre Pirlo. Go and watch R9. Go and watch Messi. Go and watch Prime Ronaldo. Go and watch Paul Gascoigne. You know, if you want to see world class and compare them to this modern day footballer, just go and watch them players. Go and watch. You want to watch a world class defender? People bang on about Timber, Saliba, and all that. Go and watch Paolo Maldini. Just go and watch a YouTube sketch of Paolo Maldini. Watch his tackling, the speed he gets up, his passing, his heading, positional play. Go and watch it. Go and watch it. Thierry Henry once said, there is one defender in this world that I dreaded and that I'm glad I didn't come across on too many, and that's Paolo Maldini, man. Go and watch him. Play left back, centre half. Honestly, go and watch Maradona. I mean, his warm-ups would blow you away. That's without him playing. Maybe it's a system with Gyökeres, but Just not sure it will change. No, I've said it won't change. Jam Boy is a legend. Jam Boy is a legend. Jam Boy, I was listening to some of your beats the other day. Some of it was quite good. I was quite impressed. Is it copyrighted, Jam Boy? Because I want a nice beat for one of my videos, for my intro or outro. Sesko would struggle also in the setup. I don't know. I don't know with Sesko because he's a because Havertz don't, does he? Well, he does. I mean, Havertz is just Havertz. But you know what I'm trying to say. Facts, Jam Boy. All the former players say Ferguson always just told them to go out and play. He was ruthless, man, Ferguson, wasn't he? Ruthless. Yeah, big up the mud. Big up the mud. Guys, make sure you smash a like on this. If you like what you saw with me and Sunil, the Spurs fan, and you haven't subbed or smashed a like, make sure you go and sub and smash the like. Same with Nortski that's been in the chat. Make sure you sub to Nortski. Arsenal Revolution, make sure you sub to him. And Shane Gooner as well. I'm sure you all have anyway, but just in case you haven't and you go, oh, do you know what? I thought I'd sub to them, but I haven't. Go and put a sub on them. And yeah, I need my subs up as well, people. It will help the channel, guys. It will help the channel big time. Gyökeres's club's signing, not Arteta's. He will ball out after he leaves. You know it's going to happen, don't you, Rashid? That is one thing that's guaranteed. Players win things when they leave this football club. He's going to be no exception, honestly. 100%, my friend. 100. Joseph, I can't understand if Gyökeres is missing loads of chances. The problem is that he isn't getting the service like he did when he was at Lisbon. I don't think he's going to get that service like he did at Lisbon. Lisbon was built around Gyökeres. The midfielders got the ball in early. The midfielders pinged long passes. Yeah, he was running into spaces onto sort of 20, 30-yard balls. We ain't doing that. We're a very possession-based team in midfield. We still hold on to it that split second too long. Way too long for a man like Gyökeres. And a lot of these players have got partners as well. And he's the nearest attacker to him is out wide. Is Martinelli or Saka? Even Eze is not getting around him. The number 10 has got to get more around him as well to do little 1-2s with and that. And they're too far apart. They're too far apart. He's struggling, man. He's struggling. He's struggling to find his feet. Please like the stream if you've not already. It really helps DJB out. 100%. 100%. Come on, let's go. Please subscribe. 100%. Come on. Yeah, hopefully that changes, Endo Guna, but we need this sorted out massively. Etatike is a better footballer. It looks like it at the moment. Looks like it at the moment. Etatike, 100%. Voltamate would struggle under Arteta's setup. Eddie Howe plays Voltamate strengths. Yeah, he does. Relies on little crosses, diagonals, doesn't he? I'm impressed with Voltamade, though. I've got to be honest. Enoch got a good first touch. For a big footballer, he's got a brilliant first touch. Very good first touch. I'm sorry, DJB, respect you always, but name one striker that would score with Victor Gyökeres' service. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I know service is a problem at Arsenal and Victor Gyökeres, but when top strikers don't get that service, they normally click onto it pretty quick and they change their style of play. And that could be getting the ball from wide, cutting in and getting a shot off. It could be where they drop deep, get the ball on the halfway line, turn and run at defenders. So sometimes you have to make your own service and you have to create your own chances. And Gyökeres ain't doing that. But yeah, I mean, it is hard for him. It is hard for him. And it's a good point you've made, AJ. It is a good point. But if the service ain't there, as I said, he's got to try something different. He's got to try something different. Whether he goes out wide, whether he comes inside, He's got to try something different. Sweden sacked John O'Donnell's first sack in their history. I know, crazy. Wow. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. They had to though, didn't they? They're struggling to make the World Cup. But apparently Graham Potter's going to be the next manager. I don't know about that one for Sweden. Adebayor all day long. Adebayor was one of the most underrated players at Arsenal. Adebayor had a touch. He had everything in him. Adebayor was a good player. Really good player. Didn't like the way he celebrated when he went to Man City, but is what it is. But good player. Palace striker, very underrated. Yeah, Mateta. There's an example, right? Mateta. There's an example. He's turned his style of play. He's changed the way he plays. And he's getting results. Obi used to score with ease. Even the first goal for the club was classed the chip at Pickford. Yeah, I believe. Until your career shows us the touch of class, we can't hang our hat on him. Lynch, 100%. 100%. As I said, sometimes you've got to make your own luck when you're a striker. You know, you've got to do your own little bit of magic and your own thing. I think sometimes he's trying too hard. You know, his work rate is incredible. He's working hard. He's running into the channels. He's working hard. But sometimes you just got to make your own luck. If he doesn't, Havertz is coming. He's on his way. He's on his way, people. It's like Santa Claus. Havertz is on his way. He's coming. Saka for England, frightened of trying to beat the defender. Depends how the manager wants him to play. You know, I've got no problems with Saka. I think he's a brilliant player. I think Saka's an absolute brilliant player. He's probably one of our best players that we've seen at Arsenal in many, many years, to be honest with you. And if it weren't for Saka, Arteta wouldn't be in a job. This manager owes Saka a lot. Because I'm telling you now, if we didn't have Saka, Arteta might have lost his job years ago. I'm pretty sure Gyökeres will come good, but I just don't know under Arteta. Nah, we'll have to wait and see. I want him to prove us wrong. 100%, I want him to prove me wrong. Listen, for anyone that's just coming in and going, oh, you know, he's at Gyökeres. I'm not disrespecting Gyökeres. I think he's a great goal scorer. I wanted him at the club. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just looking at it from a football point of view. I just feel that he's silently within himself struggling. And I think it's the system that we play. He's just not suiting him. That's my opinion. Mikel plays him right. He will score. Hatfuls, just not serving. Yeah, exactly. He isn't a bad player. He's a bad manager. Strikers won't score goals without service. He gets none. Arteta is out to prove that he didn't want him. There could be a little bit of that in there, Tony, my friend, Tonieri. Great name, by the way. Could be a little bit in with that. We'll soon see how quickly he throws Kai Havertz in. If he throws Kai Havertz in straight away, we know. We then know, don't we? Nice Jam Boy. Jam Boy's proper. Evening, legendary G baby. Mikel Arteta will not win anything for us this season. I don't have trust for Mikel to deliver us a trophy, mate. I hope I'm wrong, DJB, but 90% I doubt if he wins us a trophy. Big up, my friend. We're all a little bit scared, aren't we, my friend? You're like us. We're all for hopeful. There are good signs at the moment, but unfortunately, we've been here before, haven't we? We've been here before. I said people are banging on about the squad we've got this season, and it is a good squad. But that squad we had last season should have won a trophy. That squad we had last season should have won at least an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. And my biggest worry is if he didn't do it with that squad last season, why are we so confident he's going to do it this season? What's the difference? Eze and Gyökeres, Zubimendi are the difference. They're the three that are different. They're the only three. Other than that, it's pretty much the same team. Sorry if I've annoyed you before, Kawaja. Just at the end of the day, the manager's fault not having creativity. Arteta never believed he needed a true striker, and his system doesn't work that way, and he won't change. No, he won't change. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes the striker has got to change the way he plays to suit the system, my friend. Yeah. I think Osimhen would have suited Arsenal. Yeah, possibly. He was someone I'd have definitely liked at the football club. Liverpool will be back on top after Sunday when Arsenal draw at Fulham. It's going to be a big test at Fulham. I can see Arsenal winning that one. I think we'll get 3 points, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was a draw. Wouldn't surprise me at all. HUDDLE, yeah, HUDDLE was class. HUDDLE was class. Del Piero, yeah, class. See, now that's well, there you're talking class. Get a proper manager in here that knows the direction the opposition goal, doesn't waste 90 minutes passing backwards and sideways, and believes in passing forward. Gyökeres will score. Yeah, more than likely. More than likely. Listen, there's a lot of Arsenal fans getting deluded out there already. A lot of Arsenal fans getting deluded out there already. Honestly, I'm not doing it. I'm not down that road yet. I'll tell you when I'll start getting excited. Beginning of February. If we are 5-6 points clear at the beginning of February, then I might start thinking, hang on a minute, we could do this. But then we'll probably go to West Ham in April and probably lose, and that'll be it. It's title over. I just can't get my hopes up. As I've said time and time again, there's too much evidence of failure than there is success. I can tell you all the games of failure. Spurs Stadium when we lost 3-0. New St James's Park when we lost. West Ham when we drew. West Ham at home. Villa at home. PSG. Man United FA Cup. Newcastle Carabao Cup. The list goes on and on and on. That's without the Europa League games and all of that. So we'll see. Wasn't Letitia? Oh, man. I tell you what, right, Lynch, right? The only reason why Matt Letitia never gets labelled world class is because he played for Southampton. If you'd have put Matt Letitia in a Real Madrid team or a Man United team, Milan, anything like that, Matt Letitia would be world class. The reason why he's not really given the accolade and the credit he deserves is because he was at Southampton. But I tell you now, go and Google Matt Letitia's top goals, and you've never seen anything like it. This player had no pace. He had no pace, but his football brain, his touch, his shooting, his passing, his dribbling was just insane. Absolutely insane. One of the best players I've ever seen in English football is Matt Letitia. Good shout, Lynch. 100%, my friend. This has been a great show because we've had the Sunil earlier on, which was absolutely brilliant. Big up to Sunil. Yeah, it was a brilliant show that with a Spurs fan. And then I've carried it on because I've obviously wanted to chat with you guys because the respect you showed was just immense. And I thought it was only fair to carry the show on people. It's not Gyökeres' fault, maybe Lego Head told. Yeah. It's one of them, innit? It's one of them. It's one of them. Is it the manager? Is it the player? Only time will tell. If Gyökeres goes and scores 6-7 goals in the next 5 games, then we know there's not a problem. But if he goes the next 5 games and he's only scored 2 goals, I still think there's a problem. I'm expecting 5-6 goals in the next 5 games from him. And that's not a lot to ask, is it, really? If you look at the fixtures, Sunderland away, Burnley, Fulham at the weekend. I think 7 goals easily is minimum, really. when you think of what Haaland's doing. So if he comes out of the next 5 or 6 games and only bagged 2 goals, there's a problem. There's a problem, people. I'm saying it as it is. I don't create music, DJB. I'm not a producer. Just mix. Oh yeah, that's, you know what I mean, Jam Boy. You know what I mean, my friend. The mixing that you done, superb, my friend. Go and check out Jam Boy. Absolute, honestly, man should be in Ibiza. He's like incredible. I love my music, Jam Boy. It's quality stuff, my friend. Big up, my friend. Big up. Steve said he could play in the era. Look how great a player he was. Grab a game and drag his team through. Don't think there's a player. No, there isn't. There isn't a player that can do that. Matt Letitia was an absolute baller. We talk service like it's a gas station or a restaurant. Uber, Sanchez, Giroud. Even if service isn't there, you have to take your chances. Lynch, I 100% agree, my friend. Me and you are out there, aren't we, Lynch? We know, don't we? We know. Sometimes you just have to grab it by... Sometimes if you're not getting the service, you just go and create it yourself. You do something different. Paul, no, mate, I'll look into it. Back in the days, it was a lot of crosses from both wingers. Fullbacks, number 9 was able to thrive. Now we're playing possession-based tiki-taka, DJB said earlier. Everybody want to be like Zach. Yeah, exactly. It is a bit tiki-taka. Sometimes you just got to play a little bit ugly, 100%. Potter started coaching in Sweden already. Oh, wow. I hope it goes for him all right. I hope it turns out all right for him. Still early days with your career. He will bag 20. He'll come good. I hope so, Lynch, but I just can't see it, my friend. I can't see it. Jam Boy era, 80s, 90s. I can see Paul Nash rocking to the Beastie Boys. Paul Nash is after my feeler Tarinda top. I know what he's after. I know what he's after. Yeah, he's after that. Big up the people, panel in the chat. I'm going live. See you guys later. Right, when I finish here, make sure that you go over to the Arsenal Revolution. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up very, very soon because we've got the Arsenal Revolution coming up. We've got Shane's Bruised Banana coming up. Make sure you get over there and show them some love, people. Especially Rashid, my man. Get over there, get him live, and show him some love, guys, because it's tea time for me, people. It's tea time. My next show, guys, fantastic show. Thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, it's been a good show. We had Sunil on earlier on. If you missed earlier on in the early part of the show, go and check it out with a Spurs fan. It's absolute brilliant. And some of the things he was saying was kind of what we've been saying as Arsenal fans, you know. Yeah, it was a real pleasure to have him on. It was nice to get an insight from another fan. It was brilliant. Rashid live, you can go raid. Yeah, go raid, Rashid. Big up, Jason. Hope you're all good living life. Yeah, we're doing all right, my friend. Big up, Jason. Massive. Thank you very much indeed for dropping by. Lux, always massive. Thank you. I would DJB. I'd reckon I need a bigger size. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a good top, that Tarinda top. I like that. I love that era. I love that tennis 80s kind of style, that Sergio Tashini and all of that feeler stuff. That was magic. That's the era. Redirect to someone, DJB. I'm gonna redirect to Rashid if I can. Yeah, get over to Rashid. Guys, go show some love to Rashid, DJB Raid, and yeah, thank you for watching. My next show is the Sunday sit back session. Make sure you tune in. That is going to be electric. No matter whether we win, lose or draw, the Sunday sit back, we will have all the post-match reaction. We will have player ratings, who performed, who didn't perform, everything. We'll speak more about systems and your careers and everything else. Sunday sit back show. 10 o'clock on Sunday. Yeah, make sure that you put that in. That'd be absolutely brilliant. And yeah, big up to everyone. Big up to everyone. And see you all soon. Rashid is going live, so get over to him and then get over to the Bruised Banana. And love, big up Jam Boy. Big up all the legends that were in the chat. Thank you for your respect as always. Thank you for all your comments. You're an absolute pleasure to have in the chat. Every single one of you that's come in. You know who you are. Big up to everyone. Enjoy your evening. Go over to Rashid. Show him some love. And I will see you all soon. See you all Sunday, people. Take care. Have a good one. Total respect. There you go.